Newsflash, we interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast for this important bulletin. This just in, according to weeklyworldnews.com, a woman in Washington state claims that Bigfoot is the father of her child and has sued Bigfoot for back child support, claiming he is a deadbeat dad.
Wow, man, the things you learn on this podcast.
Hey, what are you smoking, an inner tube?
That's fake news.
Okay, well, how about this one? This just in. Bigfoot has been sighted. He wanders all over the map, can't be injured, and if you get too close to him, he vanishes.
No, that's Fortnite.
Fortnite? What's 2 weeks got to do with anything?
No, the game Fortnite.
Oh, okay. Well, how about this one? This just in, Michael Willey, the host of Bigfoot Crossing, has been sighted. The amiable host was not, as some speculated, kidnapped by Bigfoot, nor was he abducted by aliens. When questioned about his mysterious 7-month disappearance from the podcasting world, the internationally known podcaster simply responded, "I have had a lot on my plate, dude. Sorry."
Boy, howdy.
You guessed it, fellow babies. It's the 2025 edition of all the Bigfoot news that you can use. You have arrived at Bigfoot Crossing.
Good morning, fellow babies. A great day in store for you here in the metro area.
But the senator, while insisting he was not intoxicated, could not explain his nudity.
For hundreds of years, people from all walks of life have reported sightings of a large hairy animal walking on 2 feet. The scientific community has dismissed these sightings as hoaxes, hallucinations, or misidentified bears. But is there another option? Is it possible that there is an ape, the largest of the great apes, unrecognized and unclassified by modern science, roaming the forest of North America? Please join us as we seek the answer to this compelling question. You have arrived at the intersection of myth and science, of fact and folklore. You have arrived at Bigfoot Crossing.
Hey, fellow babies. Welcome to Bigfoot Crossing, the intersection of myth and science, of fact and folklore. I am Michael Willey, your guide and news anchorman on this ongoing expedition. Thanks so much for being with us here today. Now, the links for all of the stories that we'll be covering today can be found on the episode info page on bigfootcrossing.net. And while you're on the website, be sure to check out the BFC web store.
Shameless plug.
Okay, we're going to jump right into the news. Our first story comes to us from Boise, Idaho, and the website of 104.3 Wow Country. The story, dated January 16th, is entitled, "The First Major Idaho Bigfoot Sighting of 2025 is Frightening." Not so much. Unless you find really bad AI to be frightening. According to the story, an unidentified ATV rider was riding on an unnamed trail in an equally unnamed forest in an unidentified section of Idaho and was recording his trail ride. Suddenly, ahead of the rider on the trail, a quote-unquote Bigfoot crosses the trail. The ATV rider immediately charges forward to investigate. No. He immediately turns around and heads back the way he came. And that's pretty much all there is to this 35-second video. Now, the story, the article, describes the creature as, quote, a massive dark figure, end quote. They should have described it as a massively dark figure. I mean, this figure, fellow babies, is black hole dark. And it appears from the video that it's a somewhat sunny day. The figure looks like a Bigfoot silhouette that was animated using artificial intelligence, and not the good kind. The writer of the article does his best to convince the reader that the video is really scary. But what should frighten all of us, fellow babies, is the extent to which AI is permeating our society.
Yeah, that's right.
Our next news item comes from Monroe County, Pennsylvania. On May 18th of this year, a 47-year-old father and his 12-year-old son were bow fishing in a marsh.
What?
Yeah, that was a new one for me too. But bow fishing apparently is a form of fishing using a bow with a reel and fishing line attached. Kind of gives shooting fish in a barrel a whole new meaning.
Well, what you know about that?
But according to the report on the website for the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, the father said, quote, 100 yards into the marsh, the dog scared up something that was bedded there. Trees were shaking. We thought it was a group of deer. We continued on 200 more yards to the creek basin in the marsh. All of a sudden, I heard a rustling in a tree to the left and a huge thud hitting the ground from the tree. A big, heavy animal hit the ground and crouched and starts moving towards me through the brush. My dog fired off from the right toward the creature. The dog almost got to it, but the creature shot off extremely fast through trees and brush. The dog chased the creature up the slope and over the train tracks. I then called for my dog to come back. End quote. Now, the 12-year-old described the creature as big as a bear, but looking like an ape or a gorilla. Matt Moneymaker of the BFRO did the follow-up investigation and found the witnesses to be very credible, in part because of the setting in which the sighting took place. Hunting is not allowed in that area, so there are a lot of deer because of that. And Moneymaker cited the prevalence of cattails and deer in the area, two items that are on the winter menu for a Bigfoot. Now, there is a link to both the article and the sighting report on the episode info page. Our next news item comes to us from the left coast. According to the February 19th, 2025 issue of the Sacramento Bee, California State Assemblyman Chris Rogers introduced a bill that, if passed, would name Bigfoot the official cryptid of California. Now, Rogers' district is in Northern California, including Humboldt County, Bluff Creek, and Willow Creek, so he's probably very familiar with the history of Bigfoot in the area. He is also undoubtedly familiar with the Bigfoot-related tourism that the region enjoys. However, according to a follow-up article on the website SharonAHill.com, despite public support for the bill, it never made it to a committee hearing and is in all likelihood dead. Sounds like the California State Assembly was too busy spending $13 billion on 80, count them, 80 miles of high-speed rail. Now, you do the math, fella babies. I did. And I checked myself. That's $162 million per mile of rail.
What?
Yep, that's right. Just another example of California going off the rails. See what I did there, fellow babies? Oh, and there are links to both articles on the episode info page. According to our next item of news, while Bigfoot may or may not be a deadbeat dad, he certainly played a part in a divorce proceeding. From a report on ctvnews.ca, a man's Bigfooting expeditions in the remote areas of British Columbia demonstrated that he's capable of working and therefore not entitled to spousal support. One Bigfoot trip caused his wife to leave him when she discovered that his camping trip to Vancouver Island included an ex-girlfriend. On an earlier trip, the man had slipped on icy steps at a hotel, suffered some very serious injuries. This in turn led to a disability claim and a personal injury lawsuit, netting the man a government disability pension and a $350,000 settlement from the hotel. And he still wanted spousal support.
Well, I say now that fella has more nerve than a bum tooth.
According to the article, quote, that unfortunate incident led to chronic and sometimes severe pain that continues to this day, the court heard, end quote. But the judge was not convinced that the husband was left completely disabled by the accident or that he, quote, cannot earn income from employment of some kind or another, partly because of his ongoing Sasquatch-related endeavors. The claimant continues to enjoy camping, fishing, hunting, riding quad motorcycles, and exploring remote areas of BC in search of Sasquatch, the judge wrote. The judge also took note that the husband testified with some pride at being designated a gifted student in school and had made it clear that he rates his own intellectual abilities far above average, something the judge found could help him find a job if he sought one, something which he apparently had not done since 2016. The judge granted the divorce, but denied the husband's request for spousal support. Finally, fellow babies, I suppose nothing these days says that one has arrived culturally more than being made into an emoji.
That's right, baby.
And that's what's happened to Bigfoot. Now, the Unicode standard is a universal character encoding standard that assigns a unique number to every character and symbol and emoji, allowing computers to consistently display text from any language across different devices, platforms, and software. And the Unicode standard is apparently supported by all major apparently all, not just all the major ones, all computer and cell phone manufacturers. And according to an article on Engadget.com, the Unicode standard has added an emoji called hairy creature, but the image is clearly of a Bigfoot. Since the Unicode is a universal standard, they avoid regional names wherever they can, so the Bigfoot emoji becomes hairy creature. Now, the update took place in September, but there is apparently a lag time between when the Unicode updates are released and when they are incorporated into the operating systems of the various cell phone brands. My iPhone has the latest and greatest operating system.
You are kidding, right?
But hairy creature still can't be found. See what I did there? Anyway, be patient, fellow babies. There's a link to the article and a picture of the emoji on the episode info page. All right, fellow babies, that wraps up this edition of all the Bigfoot news that you can use. If you have a news item that you think should be included in the next edition of Bigfoot News, email me at tnsasquatch@gmail.com. If we use your item, I'll be sure to give you credit. So if you prefer to remain anonymous, please say so. And even though now Christmas is in the rear view mirror,
And there was much rejoicing.
you can still get your favorite Bigfoot enthusiast a little something from the BFC web store. So check it out at bigfootcrossing.net and click on the link for the web store at the top of the page.
Shameless plug. Sorry.
And by the way, it's okay if you are your favorite Bigfoot enthusiast. So I hope you had a wonderful holiday season and that the coming new year is everything you want it to be. Thanks so much for being with us here today at Bigfoot Crossing and on all of our other field trips into Sasquatchery. Take care of yourself, be good to one another, and I'll see you next year. Now get out of here.
We hope you have enjoyed your visit with us here at Bigfoot Crossing. The internet home for Bigfoot Crossing can be found at www.bigfootcrossing.net. Michael Willey's website, Bigfoot in Tennessee, can be found at www.tnbigfoot.net. Please follow us on Facebook at Bigfoot Tennessee. You can also follow Michael Willey on Twitter. His handle is at Michael B. Willey. Each episode of Bigfoot Crossing is posted to the Bigfoot Crossing YouTube channel. Please subscribe so you can be notified when new episodes are posted. Your feedback is always welcome. Please email questions and comments to tnsasquatch@gmail.com. Be sure to let us know which episode you have a question or comment about. Thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time right here at Bigfoot Crossing.
This is Brock Whitmore, live on the scene. Sir, did you see what happened?
Yeah, did.